Hi teachers, this is instructional guide for primary 2 term 4 week 9. Now for this week there are 2 booklets and 1 test, right, fraction test. For the first two booklets, or rather for the first booklet, I would like you to take them through all the questions in class, and then if there's time you move on to the second booklet, and then if not, the second booklet can be assigned as homework. So what I have in mind is some of the questions may be a bit difficult for the second booklet, but when they return next week, all right, what you can do is to go through the homework with them. Okay, so you can go through the questions immediately with them, and so on. Okay, so that's the plan. All right, so let's start with the first booklet. The first one here is as per normal. Please get to answer the question first. Run uses some black and white circles to form some figures below. The figures show a pattern. So the first part of to do this question, the first step is to find out what is the pattern, right? What is the change? Now from figure 1 to figure 2, right? What is different, right? How is figure 2 different from figure 1? They should be able to see that it is plus 3 black circles. All right, plus 3 black circles. Then you ask them to compare from 2 to 3. What's the change? Right? This is first change. Second change from 2 to 3. What's the change? Then they should be able to see plus 4 white circles. What about 3 to 4? Plus 5 black circles. So if you read out to them, right, it'll be plus 3 black circles, plus 4 white circles, plus 4 blacks. Let's try this again. Plus 3 black circles, plus 4 white circles, plus 5 black circles. And the next will be figure 5 plus, right, they should be able to tell you is plus 6 white circles. So all they need to do is draw figure 4 again. Okay, then add on the 6 white circles. Okay, so that's the way to do this question. For this one, I can see that there is a P2 way, but it's also a prelude to a P3 way as well. So good chance for you to explain to them how to do this. So what you can do is here, study pattern below. If there are total 12 shapes, how many are there altogether? So what I would like you to do, right, is to do a bit more by getting them to see that this is first, this is second, all right, this is third, okay, then this is fourth, right? I think it'd be faster if you write it on board, but let's try, right? Or you do it fourth, and then fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, right? This is the eighth. Okay, then you draw the last 2 for them. 9, last 3, 10. All right, 10, and then 11, 11, and 12. Sorry, I'm getting better at writing a TH, and then the last one is 12. Oh no. Yeah, so I think need to manage the space a bit. Okay, I should have increased the size a bit, right? So it's easier for me, right? Okay, so the first thing they need to do, right, is to find the repeating pattern. What is the repeating pattern? Now, repeating pattern is star, heart, heart. After that, it repeats again, right? Star, heart, heart. So the P2 method, right, is to just draw this star, heart, heart, right? And then star, heart, heart. There are 3 shapes here. All right, so they should be able to see that the third shape, which is 12, the 12th position, is a square. Okay, now, but this question is not as easy as it seems, because the question is asking how many squares are there altogether. So if you do it this way, then you got to see, right, not only looking the 12 shape, it's not asking about what the 12 shape is, but it's asking how many squares are there in total. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, right? So there should be 8 in total. Now, this is the draw it out way. This is the P2 way. We have to show them the P3 way as well. So P3 way, right? We pick it up from here when they know that there are 3 shapes in a repeating group. So if 3 shapes in a repeating group, right, they need to count how many sets or how many groups are there to have 12 shapes. Okay, so total is 12 shapes, and then 3 in each group, so it's 12 divided by 3. So there are actually 4 sets or 4 groups, right? So then you got to ask them, right? So if there are 4 groups, each group will got how many squares? If each group has got 2 squares, 4 groups will be 4 times 2, so total 8. All right, so take your time to explain this to them, okay? But you can always show them the 2 ways of doing, right? But eventually we want to prepare them for P3 stuff, right? So this is what I call P3 heuristics already. Okay. Question 3, I think they should be able to do, but remind them, right? Because we need to do a systematic list. Now systematic list is over the last week, I noticed that some students, when they do systematic list, theirs is more like very wild guesses and check. So systematic list, right, means you start off with one of the item, right? Let's say 5, and then you try out 4, right? So it's systematic. You go down. You don't go 5 and then go 3, $1, and then go $4, right? So you actually try it out like that, right? So make a systematic list. How many different ways? So try with 5 $1. If there is 5 $1, right? How many 350 cents coin do you need to make it 650, right? So they should have a total here. They should check, confirm. All right. So make sure that they add up to 650. But the systematic list is make sure that they keep it constant, right? If they're trying out $1 note, they start with 5 first, then they work downwards, right? And then after that, they can even try $1 notes to see whether it's possible, right? And they will realize that it's not possible, right? So please take note of that. Okay, so answer is there are 4 ways. All right, this one is guess and check. All right, I think they should be able to do this. Let me see. 16 coins. Yeah, so I think they know this, right? We've done a lot of practice, right? So I think skip this question. All right. If you like, you can assign this as for them to homework to practice again. Right. So skip number 4. Okay. And then what about this one? Buy 2 fruits with $1 and see if some change left. I think they should be able to do this as well. All right. Check. You may just do 1 for them. Right. Try out 1 for them. Okay. So the first item, if let's say the first item is apple, right? Then what is the second item? Okay. Second item, they can make a guess. So apple is 30 cents. Second item is orange, that's 40 cents. 30 plus 40 equals 70. Right? Make sure, and the criteria here is less than $1. Right? Why less than? Not equals $1. Right? With $1 and still has some changes. So it's less than, the total value must be less than $1. So as long as it's less than $1, all right, you can mark it as correct. Okay, so try it out. Or let's just do this with them. Doesn't matter. Okay, for this kind of question, generally students have problem with, but they basically need to restate the problem, right? They need to right, try to perhaps redraw it. Okay, so they learned it previously already. You can ask them to try first, see anybody knows. You can give them some clue, right? Really is they are supposed to find out how many groups of this are there in this here first. Okay, so ask them, can you redraw this so that it looks like this group? So they should be able to find that, yeah, I actually can. Right? What I do is I do it this way. Right? And then I have it like that. Right? So they can actually draw it this way, can they? Okay. So they can try. Or they can minus it, right? If you minus this, right, then they will know that 3 circles and 1 square equals 50 cm. So get them to work it out. They're supposed to find the length of 0. Right? So we restate the problem into 30 cm, right? Plus this is 30 cm plus another 1 square and 1 circle equals to 50 cm. Right? So 30 cm here, right? 30 cm. Right? And then this is 30 based on the picture here, and then we redraw it. Right? So you may have to redraw it from them. Plus this equals 50. All right, and then 50 minus 30, that will give you 1 square. Sorry, 1 circle. Do you see that? 50 minus 30. So 1 circle is equals to, okay, sorry, 30 minus 20 here, this is 20. Right, that makes up 20 cm. I'm going to show them. So 30 minus 20 cm, that will help them find out that 1 circle is 10 cm. All right, run through this with them. Yeah, so I'm not going to speak too much about it. Just continue to do those questions. All right, I think 7, you need to work it out together with them as well. Okay. All right, so please teach accordingly. Again, based on the answer key, I think that should be more than good enough. And then after that, you can move on to the second booklet. All right, second booklet, I think some of the questions you can get them to try on their own. Right? If not, you can assign the rest. Okay, because they are kind of repetitive. Okay, so next week, only next week when they submit the homework, right? Just ask them to, I think to be consistent, just assign this booklet as homework, right? But they can take the first booklet back for reference, right? For reference. And then the third booklet is a fractions test. Okay. That's it for this week's session. Thank you.